All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah Bahashim Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners who may have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. All right. Had to do a lesson in the car today. Um, Pretty much it's been raining down here all day, so I had to get in the car, find a parking lot. But what I want to get into today, is a lesson going into the rightful rulers. The rightful rulers, and to understand these things, we have to understand who the original rulers were. Okay, and there's a big misconception, when you read the Bible, and this was inspired by a lesson, well, the street teacher from yesterday, Elakazak, went into the Nephilim, all right, which you have all these different myths, concerning the Nephilim, as if, it's speaking of a race, of giants, have human, have gods, have angels, that existed, during the time of Noah. You got that movie Noah Ark, I believe it's Russell Crowe. They have these rock figures, these giant rock figures, that's supposed to represent the Nephilim, but nah, man. Okay, that's all myths. Okay, and this is why. All right, when you go into the Bible, all right, because remember, what's the number one theme of the Bible? You know, just a quick question for any, if it's a brother watching. You know, what's the number one theme? Okay, what's the number one theme of the Bible? And I'm gonna go into this Matthew 13 and 10. Let's see. I'm gonna get that word mystery. So when you go to Matthew, I'm starting at 9. Yeah, Matthew 13 and 10. Oh, I started at 9. Matthew 13 and 9 said, "Who have ears to hear, let him hear." All right. So it takes a certain ear, you know, to read the Bible, and start to get these understanding, as the Lord, as we hear this word. All right. Hey, exactly, brother. The chosen line. All right. And dealing with that chosen line, all right, it's about their chosen line being in rulership. The Bible goes into how their chosen line, would be in rulership, then we will fall. Okay, Adam, okay, was, you know, Adam, he was in rulership, but he fell. Okay, King David, King Solomon was in rulership, but then we fell. Okay, you had certain, times that we had sovereignty, but we will fall. Okay, so the Bible is about the rise and fall of their chosen line. All right, and now we're in the time, as the brother said, uh the restoration of Israel. Okay, like the brother, all right, Quanah Waff, GMS, always hopeful elect put. Okay, so the Bible, you know, goes through the narrative of the rise and fall, and ultimately the last, the eternal restoration of their chosen line. Okay, this is what the Bible is about. You see, all these myths and madness that people go into, and the secret race, that hid under the boat, and all these madness that niggas are talking about. No, okay. The scripture is speaking about us, man. We're the main character in these scriptures, man. All right, Israel. All right, beginning with the men, and then you have the main antagonist, Esau, Edom. Okay, which he played the antagonist, going all the way back to the serpent. That's why the scriptures speak about what, that old serpent before Israel is destroyed. All right, who has to be, who has to be judged? The serpent. Okay, that old serpent, which in today is Esau Edom. He's the old serpent. Just as he's the old serpent, guess what? We are those old giants. All right. The Nephilim, the fallen ones, that's us. Okay? And the Bible use, parables. All right? Let's get this. Is Matthew 13 and 9. It says, "Who have ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables?" You see, this book is full of parables, similitudes, what they call dark sayings. Okay? Let's see the word parables. I might have to do a Google definition. All right. Parable. Okay. All right. So in the Greek, the word is parabole. Parabole. Okay, so it's parabole for parables. All right. It says metaphorically. It says comparing, comparison of one thing with another, a likeness or similitude. So when the scriptures speak about a serpent, okay, and in Genesis, all right, the third chapter, it's not speaking of an actual serpent. It's a parable. It was likening a certain man to a serpent because what a serpent, is a subtle hunter. Okay, a serpent has to be very crafty when it hunts because it know that look, it got one strike. It got one opportunity to strike. So it has to be patient. It has to be very crafty. It has to outmaneuver, its prey. Okay, it has to outthink its prey. It has to blend in. You see, and then you go into that word. It goes into witchcraft or diviner. The word nakash in the Hebrew. Okay, but it was speaking about the actual man, but it speaks in what in the parable. Okay, the tree. All right, the fruit in the garden. Okay, that wasn't talking about actual fruit. Apples. A nectarine. A pomegranate. Okay, they're talking about philosophies, man. All right, Eve took on. She digested a philosophy from the serpent, man. Okay, and brought it back to Adam, and Adam, all right, the son of God. Okay, he began to partake in that way, and that's when we fell. Okay, that was the first fall. All right, that began. All right, that pattern of us being the fallen ones, man. Okay, and it says, uh, an example by which a doctrine or precept is illustrated. It says a narrative fictitious but agreeable to the laws and usages of human life. Okay, well, how should I say? You can't put old wine, all right, in a new bottle. Well, you can't put new wine in an old bottle. Okay, so he's using, all right, a similitude, explaining, all right, about people, with their old mindset can't take on this new doctrine. You gotta get rid of the old first. Okay, well he used, all right, everyday thing, something that was coming, because they used wine skins, back in the day, back during antiquity. All right, when Yahushua was speaking of these parables, and that's also another thing. It's good to, go into those customs of the Bible, because that makes the under now, because it makes those parables make more sense. You know, we're going into how people would be seated at a feast. Going to what's that parable? Yahushua said, we are like those that have piped unto you, all right, but you have not lamented. Okay, well, you gotta go into those customs. The Dallas brothers, they big to go into those customs, man. you know, so because you had what will happen? You have Israelite children, they will mimic, a wedding, with the dancing, or they will also mimic a funeral, and they will be mourning. Okay, So that's why he was like, you're like children who we pipe to, because that was a custom. All right. So as we understand the customs, it makes Yahweh Shai's teaching in the gospel make a lot more sense. The eye of a needle. Okay. Because for the longest in Christianity, simple as hell, we're thinking the eye of a needle talking about a sewing needle. Like damn, camel, you going through a sewing needle. Now understand it was talking about, okay, a door, okay, that will be in the wall of a city, and it was only small enough for a camel to go through, but he would have to get on his knees. First, he would have to unpack the camel, and then he would have to go through, all right, that opening on his knees. Okay, and it was hard for those travelers to get that camel to do that. It was possible, but it was hard. It was difficult. you know. So understanding those customs, all right, makes us understand the parables better, man. It's a good tool to understanding, the parables better. All right, and like I said, the brothers in Dallas, beginning with Eliasha Wumble, another brother, Tazamak and Sha'ar, they go heavy into it as well. I know Tazamak, the brother Tazamak down there in Dallas. All right, they heavy into those customs, but it bring a lot of light, to these sayings. All right, so let's go back. All right, let's go back here. This is Matthew 13 and 10. It says, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. So the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven is all throughout the Bible. Because what is a kingdom? It's a king's domain. Okay, so rulership is the whole thing of, because when we was in Christianity, we didn't associate the Bible with rulership of the earth. You know, we associate the Bible with, we thought the spiritual realm was the heaven. The only, when you see heaven, it's only referring to the spiritual realm. Where the Most High and the angels dwell. We when we thought of the Bible, we thought of afterlife. We didn't associate the Bible, with the affairs of this world. You only thought of the Bible is when you go into this building where they sing and dance, but when you come out the building, that has nothing to do with the Bible. The affairs, the everyday affairs of life, is outside of the Bible, and that's the mindset Christianity gave us, man. Okay, we detach the Bible with the affairs of the world, especially the affairs of rulership. Okay, so as we really come into the mysteries of the kingdom, now we associate the Bible with rulership. It's to the point now to where we're commentating, all right, the affairs, like brothers that like to go into the geopolitics, Like I said, it's something I like to do, which I got from the brother Yashima down here, and also the Elder Ariala and uh, Elder Require Quan. you know. Because I said, I know when I first remember seeing the algorithm and how they link, world affairs to prophecy and also ancient, biblical history, it was like, man, you know. But that goes into understanding the mysteries of the kingdom, okay, of rulership, all right. And the Bible tracks, all right, Israel, their chosen line, okay, from the beginning until now. Okay, and also it prophesies, all right, of their chosen line coming back into power. Okay, and all those myths, nah, man, that has nothing to do with it, man. These like I say, all that goes back to Zeus and Greek mythology and the mythology of Samaria. Okay, all these, these secret races of people, reptilians and all. Nah, man, it has nothing to do with reality, man. Okay, those are myths. Okay, but Yahweh Shai says it's only given to you to understand the mysteries of the kingdom. And as we begin to understand these things, let's get that word mystery. Okay, let's get this word mystery, mysterion. All right, it says, um, it says a hidden or secret thing, not obvious to the understanding. All right, it says a hidden purpose or counsel. Okay, it says of the Most High, the secret counsels which govern, okay, the Most High in dealing with the righteous, which are hidden from ungodly and wicked men, but plain to the godly. And that's a precept. Okay, so these things are becoming more, and as we come into it, and we constantly maturing in our understanding, these things are becoming more and more plain. Okay, it's becoming more and more plain, because it's a thing of ever learning, you know as we constantly toil in his work, in his word, and the Lord, blesses us with more understanding. you know hey, we put into this thing, and the Lord, hey, he blesses us, he honors our labors with more understanding, man. Okay, so let's get that in Sirach 39. Okay, which is just, this is a precept that goes with that, one of the definitions of mysterion. All right, this is Sirach 39:24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, okay? And the elect, all right, represent the holy, those that will be separate. That's why Yahweh said they are not of this world, even as not I am not of this world. Okay, because the elect was predestined before the foundation of the earth to be separate from this age, man. Okay, and as we've become separate, and the more we separate, that's another thing, the more that we separate from this age, okay, from this society, the more the Lord starts to reveal, man. You know, the more we get away from nigger culture, okay, Western culture, the more, all right, our mind is transformed into Yahweh. Okay, it's conformed to Yahweh and transformed from this madness. Okay, the Lord starts to deal. Okay, and it says as his ways, all right, as his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. So this is why, as we, begin to, let's say, the scriptures speak about what King David say, let their table be a snare unto them. Okay, because the stumbling block, it causes you what, to fall. You're injured. As you're trying to progress, you stumble and you become injured. You see. But for us, the Holy Spirit, it makes it plain when we read the Spirit. Okay, is because we come to some things that we kind of be puzzled at, but then the Spirit that had that removed from us is making our way plain. It's removing things out of the past. As the scriptures say, cast ye up the stones, which is that's removing the by unlocking this understanding. That's removing all stumbling blocks. All right, from the path of the elect. Okay, but if you're not of the elect, the Bible is full of stumbling blocks. The way certain things are written, okay, the way some words, are placed. You see, the way some parables, some things are parables. Because a lot of times people will try to take parabolic things and make it literal, and they'll try to make literal things parabolic, showing you that they're intentionally being ensnared by this word. Okay, and that's what the Lord wants. But for us, these things just keep making more and more sense. Okay, but if it's not for you, the more you toil with it, you're just gonna be more confused. Okay, the elect and the non-elect can read the same chapter out of the Bible and get a completely different understanding on it, man. Okay, because of why? That's the Holy Spirit, removing stumbling blocks. Okay, so that's why we shouldn't be proud, because it's not of us, man. It's the Lord that's making us understand these things, man. As they become more clear. So let's get this real quick, and then we'll go in and we'll just go to the beginning and walk it up, man. Okay, this is the book of Revelation. No, this is the book of First Corinthians. I think First Corinthians 13 and yep, First Corinthians 13 and 12. It says, "For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even also as I am known." So when we first come into this thing, all right, because just like when Yahweh Shai, he healed someone that was blind. Well, it took a few times, you know, the Lord had to do he pretty much had to do a procedure, you know, and every time he did it, he could see better. All right, that Jake could see better. Okay, and then one time he said he see men walking the trees, and even there was a mystery in it. Then you know that those trees, okay, represented men. Okay, going back to the garden, those trees represent those other nations and those philosophies, man. Okay, outside of the chosen line. Okay, those trees of good and evil. Okay, because one thing about these doctrines, except for Esau, this satanic, it's just all completely wicked. But like when you go into to Buddhism and these different doctrines, because they'll have a little good sprinkle in there, but then it'd be madness, man. It'd be wickedness, man. Okay, you know that those heathens. Okay, one thing they always try to do, man, they always try to mimic, you know, their right way. All right, and they will mix all type of madness in it. You see, they will go way left. You have a sprinkle or two of something that was cool, but then they will go way left. And one like scripture say, a little leaven the whole lump. Okay, and when you got any type of wickedness in your doctrine, any type of falsehood in your doctrines, that's when society begins to digress, man. Okay, that's why the Lord is going to establish His sons, beginning with Yahweh, okay, in rulership with complete truth. You know, with complete truth, man. All right, and that was always the intent for, okay, the chosen line was to rule in complete truth and righteousness, man. Okay, so things are making more and more sense to us, man. Like as we, every day, every month, every year we in here, man, things are making more and more sense. It's certain prophecy that makes sense when certain things happen, like the lease of the flock drawing out. All right, the lease of the flock drawing them out. Well, we see what's happening now. Okay, between those small hats in Iran. Now we see it happening. Now we see, America really not trying to get involved, but the small hats just keep, pushing it and pushing it where they're gonna have to get involved. Now we see these small hats like they literally got America by the collar, okay, and dragging them into this war. Okay, we see the how, because war with it ain't no such thing as just war with Iran. You gotta deal with Russia. If you deal with Russia, you gotta deal with China. Then you gotta deal with North Korea, India, Pakistan. Okay. So we see how the least of the flock should draw them, which is all these major players, into this war. And we see these things clearly. We couldn't see it clearly 4, 5 years ago. It wasn't this clear, but now we can clearly see these small hats finna do this, man. Okay, so the more the more that we see things happening, the more that we read, the more that the Lord just continues to give revelations. Okay, then we start to see these things clearly, man. Even just dealing with the sons of God. Okay, so let's go here. So you go to um Genesis the second. All right, yep. Genesis chapter 2. All right, and Genesis 2:7 says, "And the Lord power formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils." Okay? Breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Well, this is speaking of who? Of Adam. All right, the chosen line. This is the beginning of the chosen line. The Lord breathed that breath of understanding. And why did he choose, okay, why was this breath given? Okay? Because this breath represents, all right, wisdom and understanding and righteousness, man. Okay? So he breathed a breath into Adam. And Adam was amongst many men at the time. It was many people on the earth. Because man was created in Genesis, the first chapter. Okay? But Adam, all right, of these men, okay, Adam, all right, was the beginning of that chosen line of the sons of God. And he received that breath. Okay? Let's get it. He received that breath, that understanding. Okay? So you read Genesis 2:15, it says, "And the Lord power took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it." Okay? And Edom was pretty Adam was in the promised land then. Okay, the garden eastern Eden. Okay? You know, you go into those rivers and go through the geography. He was in Israel then. Okay? The land of promise then. He was in paradise because that's the capital of the earth. You see? That's the center of the earth. And that's why, hey, we're going back to rule the earth from from my headquarters, man, Jerusalem. Okay, now you go to this word keep. Okay, so the word keep in the Hebrew is shamar. All right, so it says to keep. It says to guard, to give heed, to keep watch and ward, to protect, to save life. You see, to save life. The sons of God, okay, there, because when you're a ruler, see people, and that's another thing. Esau, everybody talking about they a boss and a boss diva and this and that, but everybody thinks of status, having status is the perks that come with the status. But see, no one understands, like, being a ruler, that's a great responsibility. So he gave Adam a great responsibility. Are there perks that come with rulership? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because Lord is all about balance. Because, like, if he give you great responsibility, he gonna give you great perks as well to balance, keep everything balanced. Okay? But the king, all right, is the head of state. Okay? When someone's in the rulership, okay, the king, the princesses, the different, you know, people he has in positions of authority, all those are positions of responsibility, man. Okay? Like, the king can make a wrong decision and everybody starve. He can go to war with the wrong people, and his whole and now all his people are slaves. Okay, he can make the wrong decision dealing with the harvest, and then there's no crops that year. Okay, he can make the wrong business decision. He can put the whole kingdom in debt. A king can put his whole kingdom in debt. Okay, to where it can be generational, just like a king can make moves that create generational wealth. A king can make bad moves and put generations of families in debt. Okay, so that's why one of the definitions, the shamar, was to protect and to save life. Okay, so he was given that breath so he would know how to do these things fully. Now, who else was given wisdom? Who else was given wisdom? All right, who prayed for wisdom to run their kingdom? You see how these things are all tying up. Let's go there. Okay, who prayed for wisdom? Let's get this in 1 Kings 3. All right, and I started at 4. First Kings 3 and 4 says, and the king went to Gibeon to sacrifice. All right, to sacrifice there. All right, for this is speaking of King Solomon. For that was the great high place. 1,000 burnt offerings did Solomon offering to the altar. In Gibeon, the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night and asked, and said, ask what I shall give thee. And Solomon said, thou hast showed unto thy servant David, my father, great mercy, according as he walketh before thee in truth and in righteousness and in uprightness of heart with thee. And thou hast kept for him this great kindness, that thou hast given him a son to sit on his throne as it is this day. And now, O Lord, my power, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David my father, and I am built a little, and I am but a little child. I know not how to come, all right, how to go out or come in, and thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people? So King Solomon prayed for wisdom and understanding to rule. Adam was given wisdom and understanding. That breath that was given to Adam was wisdom and understanding of righteous rulership to discern good from bad. Okay? Solomon prayed for that. So that's in the spirit, you know who that is. Okay? But just as Adam fell, Solomon fell at the end. King Solomon fell. You know, he had a good run, you know, the majority of his rulership, but at the end he fell. Just as Adam fell. Okay? So when you go here, okay, to Genesis, as a matter of fact, before we get there, let's get that in wisdom of Solomon. Okay? As he expounds on wisdom. Okay? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. All right, verse 21. It says, in all such things as are either secret or manifest, them I know. For wisdom, which is the work of all things, taught me. For in her is an understanding, spirit holy, one only, manifold, subtile, lively, clear, undefiled, plain, not subject to hurt, loving the thing that is good, quick, which cannot be letted, ready to do good, kind to man. See, this wisdom is for rulership. She worketh all things. You know, there's a wisdom to running the earth, man. You know, like just nature itself, a lot of things Esau tempers with. If he just left alone, the earth will function better. If he just left, you know, certain animals in the water and didn't make it a delicacy, lobster, shrimp, oysters, the earth will be cleaner. Okay? There's a wisdom to running the earth. All right? If he didn't, you know, just cut down trees and, you know, they got the Christmas tree, that fir tree. That tree is very important in the ecosystem, man. It shouldn't be cutting down to be put in no living room, okay? Well, and putting some presents, you know. You see, there's a wisdom to running the earth, and Adam had that, okay? King Solomon had that, man, okay? It says, kind to man, steadfast, sure, free from care, having all power, overseeing, overseeing all things. Okay? And that's what a king does. He oversees all things. He oversees all aspects of, all right, his dominion. Like I say, he's the king oversees the economy. You know, you have your specialists that they do, you know, the tedious. They deal with the tediousness things of the economy. Okay, but the king will oversee those men. Okay, you will have, particular experts, okay, of agriculture. All right, but the king will oversee, okay, the agriculture, man. Okay, you had your certain experts in war, your generals. Okay, but guess what? The king will oversee, you know, affairs of war. Okay, trade. You see, you see, Jake. Yeah, but the king, he will oversee those things, man. They're trying to be discreet around Jake. But yeah, the king, he will oversee all these things, man. So going to the wisdom, it says what? Overseeing all things and going through all understanding, pure and most subtle spirits. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of the Most High. She is the breath of the power of the Most High. And a power and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no undefiled thing fall into her, for she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of the Most High, and the image of His goodness. All right, and being but one, she can do all things, and remaining in herself, she maketh all things new, and in all ages, entering into the holy souls, she making them friends of the Most High and prophets. Okay, and this is what has happened to us in this time. Okay, their wisdom, their breath has entered into us and is making us become those wise rulers, man. Okay, and this time we're going to be established eternal. We're not going to fall again. Okay, we're those fallen ones, man. All right, let's get that in Genesis the 6. Okay, this is Genesis 6 and 1. It says, and when it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God, and see, people see sons of God and they go instantly into, you know, like some mythology, man, some, like say some Zeus, Zeus and Hercules type, you know. Nah, man, it's just speaking of a lineage that the Lord is dealing with, going all the way back to Adam. Okay, the scriptures call Adam the son of God. All right, let's get there real quick, man. When you go through the genealogy, all right, when you go to get that Luke, the third chapter. All right, so it goes through the genealogy in Luke. All right, it says which was the son of Enos. So it go back. It starts at Yahweh Shai. All right, and it goes all the way back to the beginning. So now, all right, all these names that we're familiar with in the book of Genesis. Okay, well Yahweh Shai line goes through King David, through Judah. Okay, through Jacob, Isaac, and Abraham, all the way back to Adam. All right, and listen to what it calls Adam. Okay, it says, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, and which was the son of Adam, which was the son of God. So when you see son of God, it's speaking about a lineage of men in the earth. Yasha Allah, he prince of the power. Okay, so people, read this. Like I say, if the spirit ain't dealing, you will read this and you be up, 3 o'clock in the morning watching, documentaries about the Nephilim, the fallen ones, and these angel-like, you know, these angel slash men, half horse, you be all over the place, man. Okay, and it said this is Genesis 3:1. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord had made. No, it's lucky. Uh, Genesis 6. Yep. Genesis 6 and 1, it says, "And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and that they took them wives of all which they chose." So they dealt, with the women, okay, that was from those other lineages, man. There wasn't other sons of God, because you had, daughters. Those men had daughters of their chosen line, okay, but they started dealing with, women that was outside their line. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but just as Adam, he fell based off what? Listening to the woman. King Solomon, he fell listening to the woman. When Yahushua came, he didn't touch the woman. Okay, like Jake said, in the world, he understood the mission. When he came as Yahushua, he understood the mission, man, and it was to be obedient. All right, be obedient to death, and that's why we're on that mission of obedience, man. Okay, as we follow in Yahushua. Yahushua, what he did, he was faithful in the wicked society, even if it meant his death. Okay, that's the mission. Okay, that's why I say hold fast to that which I come. All right, to that which thou have till I come. That's Yahushua say. Look, he's telling his little brothers, y'all gotta look, hold on to righteousness, no matter how bad it get, no matter what you lose, who you lose. Hold on to righteousness through faith. Even if you lose your life, even if it means death. And that's why he's the author and finisher of our faith, because going to author, that pioneer, okay, he showed us, look, even if death is on the table, take the death. But guess what? Now he's glorified at the right hand. Yahushua is immortal, okay? He has finished his course. He finished his battle in the flesh. The only thing he's left to do is to come conquer the earth in righteousness, but he overcame the flesh. We gonna have to overcome the flesh, the hour of temptation. All right. The main thing is the sons of God overcoming the flesh in the hour of temptation, man. Okay? And let's say he fell as Adam. He fell to the flesh. King Solomon fell to the flesh. Okay? But as Yahweh Shah, he conquered. You see, and now it's our turn to conquer. And I pray that this is making sense. And it says, "And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days." And see, people hear that, and like I said, they think of, you know, 60-foot men, 100-foot men. Okay, just these big, huge, the men size of a skyscraper. Nah, man. Okay, it's not speaking of that. All right, these men was giant in status, man. Giant in ability, man. Okay, so you go to this word giant, and you get the root. All right, you go into the word giant. It's uh napala. All right, which is to fall, to cast down. Okay, to cause to fall, to knock down, to overthrow. Okay, so let's go here. And finish this out. Said there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God, and see, the sons of God and the giants and the Nephilim are all the same. And see, the way his word is meant to trip people up, you know. And it says, um, after that, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bear children to them, all right, the same became mighty men or giants. Okay, and it says, uh, became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. Okay, so you go here, because you think of that the sons of God were these angels. and they dealt with women. Then there was a new race called the Nephilims. Nah, okay. The Nephilims, the giants, the sons of God, it's all the same. Okay, it's us. Okay, and we're gonna go into that with another precept. All right. Let me see. Men of renown. There's men of great status. Okay. Men that had legacies, that had authority in the earth, man. Okay. Um, trying to see that word they got in here. All right. But you go to this. All right, to this in book of Psalms 82. Now, when you read Psalms 82, all right, and 1, it says, "The Most High standeth in the congregation of the mighty." Okay, those giants, men of renown. He judges among the gods, small g. Okay, and when you go here to gods, it's gonna be the same word in Genesis. Okay, Alahayim. He judges among the gods, and see, we got overthrown. There was a judgment from the Most High. The Most High overthrew us. Okay, during the time of Adam. Okay, we failed. There was a judgment from the Most High. We was cut off. All right, during the time of Noah, you know, we was cut off. We failed to the point the Lord had to destroy the earth because society was so bad. You know, when society gets bad, we got to understand the reason why we get punished like we're punished as Israelite men, because when society goes bad, all right, we the beginning of that, man. You see, like we can't walk around like we blameless and we victims. Nah, man. Us not being, us, all right, not fulfilling our role as the rightful rulers leads to society being the way that it is. Okay? Noah lived in a time where society was terrible. Enoch, he had to be translated. Society was terrible, but it begins, when the sons of God get corrupted, man. And we lose power. Once we fall out of power, everything goes off course. Okay? The women, food, everything is in an uproar and we're not in our rightful positions, man. Okay? So you go into Alahayim and say rulers, judges, divine ones. Okay? Divine ones, rulers, judges, man. That was us. Okay? Now you go down, okay? It says Psalms 82 and 6. It says, "I have said, you are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High." Going back to the word Alahayim, "but you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes." Okay, and you go into this word fall. All right, guess what you have? The same word. All right, Napala. All right, Napala. Okay, and it says to fall, to lie down. Okay, to be cast down. Okay, we we fail from rulership. All right, we fail from rulership, man. You see? Hey, because you go from the beginning. Let's go to the beginning. Back in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 23. It said, "For the Most High created man to be immortal, and not every man." All right, they're chosen line. That's why Adam was given that breath to be immortal. Okay, and made him to be the image of his own eternity. So this is from the beginning. Okay, we fell from the status of having, okay, the glory, all right, and being in the image. Like we fell far from the image of the Most High. Adam, our forefather, they were living a long time because they had a major portion of the Lord's glory. Okay, they had a major portion of the glory of Yahweh Bashim Shah. We fell away from that, man. Okay, we fell far from that. We the fallen ones. Okay, and how did it happen? Nevertheless, through envy of the devil, all right, going back to the serpent, came death into the world, and they that do hold on his side do find it, man. If you take heed, to this man's ways, all roads lead to death. Okay, the Lord gave us that breath, and everything was for life. Going to keep the word shamar means to protect and to save life. Okay, you go into the laws, it's all about protecting and saving life. That's why you will put a mole to death. Okay, a slothful son, put that nigga to death. Okay, a woman that's a whore, put her to death. Okay, because it was to protect and to save life. Okay, you would delete one to save many, and not only many, but to save generations. But in this society, okay, you delete many, so that the few can benefit. It's the complete opposite, man. You see? So let's go from there. All right. Cause now what's happening is we in a time of restoration. That last restoration. That's why you go to the book of Acts, chapter 1. Okay. Acts 1 and 6. It says, when they therefore will come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore, okay? Restore again, all right, the kingdom of Israel. You see? Those sons of God. He's asking, well, you gonna restore the sons of God? Okay, it wasn't time. But now we're in that time. See, now we're in the time of being restored. All right, let's get this word on restore. You see? And why didn't Yahweh Shah say, oh, the kingdom is for everybody? No, man. So you go to the word restore. It says to restore to its former state. To be in its former state. Okay? What did Yahweh Shah ask for, man? All right, you go to the book of John 17. What did Yahweh Shah ask for, man? This is the book of St. John. All right. This is St. John 17 and 5. And it says, and now, O Father, this is Yahweh Shah speaking, praying to the Father. And now, and he's begging. And now, O Father, glorify thy me with thy own self. Okay? With the glory which I had with thee before the world was. Okay? So Yahweh Shai, he wants to be restored to that status he had in the beginning, before the fall. Okay? And not only him, but guess what? St. John 17 and 22, it says, and the glory which thou gavest me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one, I in them, and thou in me, that they may be made perfect in one, and that the world may know that thou hast sent me and hast loved them as thou hast loved me. Father, I will that they also whom thou hast given me be with me where I am. And he's talking about, that we're gonna physically be, with Yahweh Shai, but also status wise. Okay? He's speaking of status wise as well. It said that I may behold, that they may behold my glory, which thou hast given me, for thou lovest me before the foundation of the world. Okay, so the Yahweh Shai, he came to begin that process to establishing the sons of God back in their rightful position as rulers, man. What we fell from. Okay? That's why Yahweh Shai said what? Uh that yep. Well Yahweh Shai St. John 15:27 says, and ye also shall bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning. Okay? From the beginning. Speaking about those Alahayim. Okay? Brothers, and see, when we start to understand these things, like when we when we really understand what we're a part of, and we really, and it's a continual thing, because we always understand it more and more. When we really understand what we're a part of and what we got to look forward to, man, like it makes us look at this world completely different. Like if we really believe this, man, we not tripping on, you know, uh, uh, we look at this world as nothing. When we understand what we got coming, we look at it, should make us look at this world as nothing. Okay? I don't want no status here. I don't care about being popular, being seen, and gimmicks, and you know, sound. Got to be the deepest man in Israel. Like, nah, man, you don't care about those things. We look at everything different. A woman, an American woman. Come on, man. Like understanding what we are part of, we can be one of those men that was back there with Yahweh Shai creating everything, man. That Yahweh Shai, is finna restore back to that order. In the beginning, everything is finna come full circle. And as we understand these things, man, we should look at everything completely different, man. Okay, and now I can see, because, as a man, you're like, damn, Yahweh Shai didn't deal with no women. You like, damn, how you? But then you understand, oh, he understood the mission. Like he was tapped in. He understood, like he had something far better, all right, than temporal, pleasure. Like the mission he was on, the things that they want to make him king. Like nah. Okay, he ain't deal with women. He like nah. He was built different. He fully understood it. He came to get it right, just as we, you know, which we got. Every brother got their proper gift in this truth, man. But we should have a completely different outlook and perspective on everything when we really understand what the Lord is doing, man. Okay, so let's get this word beginning. Okay, and it's the Greek word arche. All right, it says beginning, origin. Okay, the first place, principality, rule, or magistracy. Okay, that first rulership under Adam, the sons of God, that's coming back, but it's gonna be of another glory. It's gonna be perfect this time, man. Okay, let's go. Um, all right. So yeah, that was with him at the beginning of his ministry, the disciples. But those same spirits was also back there at the beginning for the world was, man. Okay, let's go to Genesis 1 with Elias 1 where he brings this out. Through the spirit says in the beginning, this Genesis 1 and 1, in the beginning, the Elohim created the heaven and the earth. Okay, so you go to this word beginning. Okay, in the Hebrew it's um Rashayath, Rashayath. Okay, and it says the first. The beginning, the best, the first, the choice part. The choice part. Okay? So now let's go here. Let's go here to Revelation. It's Revelation 14. All right, and 5. If you just tying these things, everything in the spirit. All right. And this speaking of 144,000. Revelation 14 in verse 4, like 144. It said, These are they which were not defiled with women, speaking of other doctrines and philosophies, and they are virgins. Okay, which means no other doctrine, has penetrated these men. It said, These are they, all right, after we came into the truth, no other doctrine. We wasn't penetrated or controlled by any other doctrine. Because you go into it, when the woman, deals with a man, that man puts his spirit on that woman. That's why, Esau just turned sex into a hobby. That's another thing that's a part of this chaos. Which Lord will, I got something trying to put together this week to go into that, another, installment of, the damage of Hollywood. Okay? We are going into it. These doctrines, we're not coming in the spirit of any of these other doctrines, man. We're being faithful and obedient. As Elias woman says as well, Eve represents the disobedience of the church. It represents disobedience of all Israel, man. We're supposed to be obedient to our husband. Okay? Eve wasn't faithful, man. Okay? But this time we getting it right. Okay? It said, These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb. So let's get this first fruits. Okay? All right? A parquet. All right, a similar word, but it says a person's, the definition 3, person superior in excellence to others of the same class. So those first fruit spirits, or those first spirits created after Yahushua. Yahushua created 144,000 spirits, okay, that would ride this thing out with them. We went through all the falls together. We came up together, we ruled together, we fell together, okay? And now we're getting ready to be established again. If we suffer with him, what? We should also reign with him, man. Okay? Let's go there. And what did Yahushua say? Let's get this. You get two more, Hey, spirit, I know this was gonna be kind of lengthy. I did pray it was edifying, on topic. But let's let's get this in John. Now Matthew. Let's get this in Matthew 19. Yeah, that's like Matthew 19 and 30. It says, But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So let's get this word first. And that's another thing, like, is we really believe this thing, man. Like, we're not tripping about being last. Like, we like we know we supposed to be last. This the position we supposed to be in. How else can we be first if we unless we're last? That's why I say it's not a thing about clout. Eve might not be into you like that. That's good. That's perfect. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay? It's supposed to be the outcast. We supposed to not be appreciated. Okay? That's how it's supposed to be, man. You see? Because this is a backward society where people appreciate and glorify wickedness and low culture. You know? That's how it's supposed to be, because hey, it's refining us, man. Like being last, it's refining us, to be first. So we really believe these things, like it don't bother you, man. It shouldn't bother us, man. Okay, of course we're gonna be not gonna be appreciated, all right. And as a man, you want that, but you're not gonna be really appreciated like that. Okay, it's just not gonna happen in this setup. Okay, well, guess what? We're gonna have an eternity to be appreciated, man. Okay, the earth is gonna understand that, hey, these men, the reason why I'm enjoying, all right, paradise, is because of the work these men did beginning with Yahushua. Okay, and that's an eternal legacy, man. You know, so you go into the word first, all right, which is strong G, strong G, uh, yep, 44:13, 144:3, all right, understanding. All right, so you go to protos, which is first in time or place, because hey, you had the heavenly Father, which has no beginning, and then there was a time where he brought forth Yahweh Shai, and then he brought forth the first fruit. So technically, Yahweh Shai is the oldest spirit created. You know, you gotta exclude the heavenly Father because you can't put, he wasn't created. All right, but Yahweh Shai is the oldest spirit created. You know, that's the firstborn. And then the first fruit are the oldest spirits under him. Whatever order, they came in. Okay? So when it says first in time or place, man. Okay? And it says first in rank, influence, honor, chief. Okay? And this is what we're going back to, man. Those giants. All right? Those men of renown. Okay? So let's get this here. This is Isaiah 1 and and 25. It says, "And I will turn my hand upon thee, and purely purge away thy dross, and take away all thy sin." Okay? And then this are these impurities, man. And this is why we're in this flesh, so we can be purged. Like these spirits had to be in this flesh so we can get purged, man. We had to feel the affliction. We had to feel the disappointment, the depression, the anxiety, the vexation. It's purging us, man. Okay? So we had to come down in this flesh, man. The Lord had to put us in these chains of darkness, man. We had to feel these things, man. And it's purging us, man. Understanding is all necessary, man. And when you understand it, man, you really embrace it. Like you embrace it, man. Like you just embrace it. Like this what it is. You know? Like then you understand the purpose of it. Then you're like, okay, it gotta be like this, man. This what it is. Verse 26, this the point. And I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors is at the beginning. Look at these words. I will restore thy judges, Elohim, is at the beginning. Going back to Genesis, okay? Afterward, thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city. Okay? This is what the Lord is doing. He's restoring the rightful rulers, and it's gonna be eternal this time, man. Okay, verse 27. Zion shall be redeemed with judgment, and her converts with righteousness, man. You read this in the NLT, Isaiah 1 and 27. Zion will be restored by justice. Those who repent will be revived by righteousness. Okay? Will be revived by righteousness, man. You see that breath, okay? So we have this breath, man. We have this unction to do right. We're not gonna be perfect, and that's what cause and that keeps us humble. You see, but it's a fight. The Lord wants to see us fight in this flesh. He wants these spirits to fight in this flesh, man, to get back to their glory. Okay, it's way bigger than the cash app. Okay, or some was or being popular, or some views, or you know, it's way bigger than that, man. Okay, so yeah, that's the point, man. You know, so like you for holding y'all, man, but you know, spirit, spirit kind of feeding us. Yeah, Lord will you brothers, and you sisters edify, man. you know, hey, these things are becoming more and more clear, as we continue to toil in His Word and labor in His Word, man. All right. Until next time, I say Shalom, Kwam Yashala, Abba, Babal, soon, Shalom.